hot take. Ready for this? We're just going to get started with the hot take.
Hot take.
Mark 7 GTI, best bang for your buck car you can buy right now. Like daily driver car that's fun, that's got plenty of storage space, sub 25,000 bucks.
Tunability.
There it is. The most flat clap I've ever heard.
This is like a smack, and there wasn't even a clap.
Like you have sound deadening in your hands.
I don't know if you just clapped or like. There you go. I was like, did you clap or did you like place your hand firmly on a bag of fucking potting soil?
Space.
Have you been to space? Oh, okay.
All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of the MartiniWorks podcast. I still ate Alex. So we have Dustin Korth here with us. If you haven't met Dustin before, he's into trucks, and that's it. That's all he likes. He won't talk about anything else. No,
that's actually not true at all.
He's a content creator. He's local in the area and an old coworker of ours, so we thought we'd hang out and talk a bit today. So we got some stuff to cover, like truck versus cars and things like that. Also, maybe if you're looking in to get some sponsorships for your car, I think all of us here have been sponsored at some point for some products. So we have some tips and tricks for you, and we got some more shit that we're going to talk about. So sit back, relax, welcome Dustin to the podcast, and don't worry, Alex will be back trying to say what season, episode. I've been happy since that's been gone. Yeah. So, but he will be back, so don't fret. So let's get into this. Dustin, why don't you introduce yourself, what you drive, who you are, and what you're doing here?
Oh my goodness, just put me right in the hot seat this morning.
Yeah, hurry up.
Stop it.
It's only like an hour-long podcast.
Oh my God, we gotta go. So, my name's Dustin Korth, Dusty LBZ on all the socials. I drive a 2007 Chevy 2500 HD Duramax. Yeah, just flop it out there. Just kidding. It's actually...
And it's right there.
It is right there. We're looking at it right now. It's beautiful though, man. I love that thing.
What a beaut.
4.5-inch lift, 2414s, 35s. I mean, track bars, all sorts of good stuff.
Nice. Throw it on the other end of the spectrum though, and you were driving a GTI not too long ago.
I missed that car. Side note, hot take. Ready for this? We're just going to get started with the hot take.
Hot take.
Mark 7 GTI, best bang for your buck car you can buy right now.
Right now?
Right now.
I don't know what they're going for. I haven't looked.
Sub $25,000, right? So not Autobahn, like daily driver car that's fun, that's got plenty of storage space, sub 25,000 bucks.
Tunability.
Yeah, tunability, aftermarket part availability. They're one of the best.
Yeah, I honestly agree. I wouldn't argue too much against that because I really like Volkswagens. I like GTIs and the newer ones. I mean, I've gotten the chance to drive them and they're snappy, they're fun, they're easy to tune. I mean, the Focus ST definitely still a competitor, but they ceased production. So, I mean, the GTIs are going to keep moving. Well, now GTIs are like 50 grand.
Yeah, they're a lot. Listen, that's what Mark 7 only because they're still somewhat affordable. The Mark 8s are crazy. The Mark 8Rs are insane. Yeah.
Well, it's because, are they still kind of like hard to get a hold of? I know that like they just came over here.
Isn't everything hard to get a hold of?
Yeah, everything's expensive. Everything.
Welcome to post-COVID America, dog. You can't get anything and it's 4 times as expensive.
Okay, but going from the car scene to the truck scene, I mean, you're still really involved with the car scene. Like you help with car shows and WCC events and things like that, and you go to trips and shows, whatnot. What's it like? How do the truck content audience and car content audience compare or contrast?
So it's interesting. The car content creator audience is huge, right? Like everyone is a content creator in the car scene. Everyone's making TikToks. Yeah. They're making dope edits. They're putting out YouTube shorts. It's not a dig. It's not a dig. But
everyone does it.
There's a lot of them, right? The truck side is
just
so
you?
much. No, well, not just me, but it's so much less intense. And when you look at the truck content creators, there's even less guys that are doing personality driven content. There's a lot of guys that are doing dope edits, and there's some super cool builds out there, but there's not a lot of guys that are sitting in front of a camera and telling you
why do you think that is?
Because truck guys are scared, bro.
Oh, that's a hot take. That's what I was looking for.
I'm serious, bro. Truck guys are, listen, you'll find a dude with the gnarliest truck, right?
Yeah.
Like 14 inches of lift, 40s and 30s, like a big motherfucker. I don't know if I can say that, but a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
And you'll meet him and he'll be like, hey, dude. He's just like quiet and shy. I don't understand it. And they're super nice guys, but they're so afraid to get in front of a camera.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I see that with the car side of things too. People, they act big, but then when the camera turns on, all of a sudden it's like, But I mean, there's a ton of car content creators that are out there as well. But that's funny. That's super interesting. I wonder why that is. I guess they just don't deal with cameras as much.
They just don't like it. Yeah.
But you're an anomaly. You do the camera stuff. You do the photos, the videos.
Here's the thing. Some guys are like, this was always the great argument when we worked at our last place, right? Yeah. Is everyone was like, oh, he's a car guy. Oh, he's a truck guy. Motherfucker, I just do what I like.
Yeah.
Like I've had cars, I've had trucks.
Tractors.
I was a tractor salesman for a couple of years. Like we really did a little bit of it all. So for me, hey, we're trying to film a podcast.
Now that's
your
a
dog.
truck. You need to get one of them.
No.
All right.
But, you know, for me, it's always just been about enjoying whatever I drive. Cars, trucks, you know, I have a moped. I fucking love that thing. It's incredible. It's way cooler than a Grom, but, you know, whatever.
Okay, that was the dumbest take of today, so we can move forward from that. It's only up from here because that was the
way already.
Podcast.
You know, I just figured we'd get low early and then we can come back.
Anyways, so you've been to truck shows, you've been to car shows. How do those compare and contrast? I've never, I don't think, been to a truck show.
Never been to a truck show.
Well,
Is it the same?
truck
Is it
shows are
different?
usually bigger.
What?
Like not car count bigger, but space bigger.
Well, they're bigger.
Yeah, it's hard to
you
turn
need
that
more
thing.
space. Yeah, okay, all right.
But
That makes sense.
outside of that, they're really, I mean, they're relatively similar, you know, and even within the car shows, I would say there's different car shows, right? Gatlinburg is very different than Chattanooga,
Right.
For
Yeah.
example.
Yeah, different vibe. Different vibe.
So
different vibe.
it's the same way with truck shows. Some of them are really laid back. Some of them are really pretentious. Some of them are, truck guys are big on like whole weekend excursions, right? So they like to like, Atlantic City Truck Meet was just last weekend.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's like H2OI, but diesels freaking
Is
everywhere.
it as like hoodlum, like burnouts and drifting, hitting crowds?
No, it doesn't get
things
that
like that?
bad.
Okay, all right.
Truck guys don't really
you
do
hit
like
a crowd with a truck.
You've done some damage.
Story.
You could take out a small city with that. You know?
No, they're truck guys usually don't get down with that stuff. They're a little bit more respectful usually.
Damn. See, so that's what I was curious about. Do you think is it a little more mature? Is it an older crowd, or is it about the same age?
No, I think honestly it's especially like the lifted guys on the big wheels. I swear to God, don't.
What?
It's great. That
We're
was
all
pissed.
just watching it. Yeah.
There's a bee. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hornet.
Okay.
We like bees.
That was not a hornet. That was just a bee.
That was not a bee.
That was a
The
bee.
bees are fuzzy.
It wasn't fuzzy. It was in
It was
between
not
a
fuzzy.
hornet and a bee. It's a hybrid. They're evolving. Okay. Anyways.
Jesus, where were we now? I'm so sorry.
We're talking about truck shows, and I was talking about the demographic. If it's a little
and
bit
people,
older,
people. No,
like
it is
90s.
90 years
80,
old or
yeah.
90s babies.
No, like 90 years old.
No,
Okay.
no, those guys.
Dude,
leave
I've
their
never
trucks
been to one. Why you-
So when you look at the truck community, especially the lifted stuff, that's going to
Okay.
be the same guys that are bagging their cars on 6 degrees of camber, right? It's the younger guys, the Yeezy crowd, flat brim hats, right? Stuff like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's
Really
a lot.
painting a picture.
There's a ton of Yeezys at truck shows.
Dude, you're opening up this whole world to me that I've just never experienced, and I'm so interested.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now hear me out. I'm gonna sound like a total dick.
Here
but
we go.
I feel like, you know, like coming from the car scene and like watching all the stuff that happens over there, that the truck scene is like 5 years behind.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, I think the trends definitely
They
come,
like trickle down.
Yeah.
You know, it's
it's
like how
the
we always.
Instagram to TikTok,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
TikTok is a car scene, Instagram is a truck scene.
Oh
They're
God,
about
who's
3 weeks
YouTube
behind.
Shorts?
The Jeep owners.
Chihuahuas, baby.
No, that all makes sense.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
but you know what I mean? Like, it's funny to see because, like, you know, like we'll see like Underglow, for instance, was like,
Yeah.
you know, really starting to come back in the car scenes, and then it's like, you know, you've seen it
the
start
rocker
to like
lights.
yeah,
Rock
the rock
lights.
lights,
Wait,
and it's
what?
like color.
Sorry, I'm used to
Rocker.
rockers on cars going out. I own a lot of Volkswagens. So
There you go.
I'm a Cat Eye Silverado guy. You were
Why
speaking
are
the
they
same
called
language.
rock lights?
Because I think I believe the term comes from lighting on like rock crawlers at night.
Oh.
So they could actually see the rocks, right? That's why they're called rock lights. The
Yeah,
difference is
that
the
makes
street
sense.
scene is like, we're taking those. They're ours now.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So there
You
was
guys-
actual functionality to it.
You guys
Yeah.
doing like the whole like crazy custom like headlight, RGB taillight things
No,
yet? or-
RGB's died in like 20.
Oh, so you're over that already.
2019, yeah. So like 2015 to 2018 was RGB everything, 12 light bars on your truck, halos all over
I remember the
place.
light bar
Yeah,
scene.
the light bar
Yeah.
was crazy.
I don't know a lot about trucks. I had a Duramax, but I didn't get deep into it. But I remember the light bar
Yeah.
plague. Everybody was self-tapping those fuckers into any
their
truck they
roofs,
had.
bro, into
the
their
roof,
roofs.
the hood, the grill, the fucking everything.
The
Anywhere you
problem
could
is
put 'em.
you put them in the roof and then you turn them. You actually turn them on at night, and all it does is bounce off the hood back into your.
Oh my God.
It's so bad.
So like, what would you say is like the big thing right now? Like, what's everyone going after?
30s and 40s.
30s and 40s.
So 30-inch
Like
wheels,
30 and 40-year-old
40-inch
people?
tires.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so that's like the show scene now is like if you're not
It's
on
like taller than my
those
car.
are small. 2414s are small these days. That's
Really?
a small wheel in the show scene.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
So just bigger the better is the name of the game.
You know
right
what's
now.
ridiculous with trucks is that like the tires are goddamn more expensive than the wheels practically half the time.
Dude,
It's insane.
Listen, being a truck guy just means that you are super financially irresponsible. You have to be
Like more so than even a car person.
Way
'cause-
more. What's a set of
Oh, it's
four?
so much
Let's
more
talk
expensive.
Michelin's, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I would argue, is probably the pinnacle of
Yeah.
form and function tires.
You definitely could argue that.
Okay, fine. We can argue it later. That's fine. That's another podcast. Just kidding. What is what's a set of 4 Michelin sell for these days?
I mean, depending on size, but you're going to pay over $1,000.
Okay,
You're gonna
so
pay
I'd say like 1,500.
Yeah,
like a good
$1,000.
set,
Yeah.
for an equivalent like Nitto or Toyo truck tire, and even like a moderate 35-inch like that, you're talking $3,500.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
They're going to wear out.
Wait, hold on. Ready? What's a set of like a 3-piece forged super custom wheels for a car? Give me like
$5,000.
a high side price.
5-6 grand.
Yeah.
Upwards of 10.
2414s with floaters like that, you're 10 to 12,000 bucks.
Then plus your $3,000 to
Tires.
$4,000 tires.
Yeah.
Dude, you're
And the
literally-
suspension to get everything to fit.
Yeah, the lift kit's another
Are you guys-
2 to 4,000.
Truck guys is really good at taking out loans or what?
There must be
Or they all sell
A-firm,
drugs?
baby.
What?
A-firm.
bank don't own my truck, just everything on it.
I want dirty hands, clean money. That's what I fucking see. Locally hated.
Bro, I hate this. Listen, oh my God, don't do that. Nobody knows who you are. Okay, nobody knows who you are.
No one hates you locally. No one hates you globally. Just
Because
shut
they
the
have
fuck
no
up.
idea. Your
Sticker
truck's
makes
dope.
me hate
Take
'em.
your sticker off.
But that's the truck CI. But like literally, I don't understand where the money is coming from to do that kind of stuff because that's
Man.
insane. And I've seen some of the trucks that show like because. I think it's became more normalized to have like a truck / car show too, like
Yeah, I would
having trucks
agree.
show up
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
car
Yep.
shows, and which is fine. I still think they're cool. Like I said, I used to have Duramax. I love your truck, Cat Eye Duramax is gorgeous, and
She's
you
a
did a good
beaut,
job
Clark.
with it.
Broke
But
that
like
guy's neck.
I see even more insane. These guys got to just have. I mean, even the fucking trucks you get: King Ranch, Laramie, Super Cab, fucking
Yeah.
Duramax powertrain, Allison Trans. That's got to be like 200 grand you're dropping on this shit.
So Dirty Max Jack actually just posted he's got a 22 450 for sale, a 450 dually in Millennium Jade.
Whoa,
Right?
that's sick.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
beautiful. It's done really well.
F450? I didn't even know they went
Yeah,
up
it's
that
a big.
high.
They go up to F650.
For what?
Big shit.
Fucking Optimus Prime? Who the fuck?
There's a cool story about that, by the way. I'll tell you later about the guy that voice acted him. But anyway, so he posted that today. It was 156,000 bucks.
Oh my god.
You buy a Lamborghini for that.
And it gets 2 miles per gallon, I'm sure.
It'll do
What
like
do you
60.
get for MPG on there?
Loaded,
without the trailer?
loaded or without the trailer? I just went round trip to Ultimate Call It Challenge and back 2 weeks ago now, and I did 19.5.
Oh, okay. So that's not that bad. But
Better than the RXC.
yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say, that's really not that bad. But diesel, tune.
It's funny. I think we were coming back from Chattanooga, and we were having a battle
Yeah.
of who was getting the worst,
worst
gas
fuel
mileage. And I
mileage.
think I was winning, and Dustin was towing a Ferrari.
In the trailer. In close
my
trailer.
God.
That
nonetheless.
was wild.
All right. So, I mean, you're pretty much in the truck scene now.
Yeah.
Do you ever miss the car scene? You miss the GTI?
I miss the GTI every day. I do.
Okay.
I loved that car. I think for me, again, it's different, right? Because I'm in the truck scene. I would say I really enjoy my time in the truck scene, but I also dig cars, which
Right,
is
right.
awesome for stuff like this. Terrible for my financial state.
You like too much
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, and then you
I feel that.
tack in like boomsticks and computer gaming and all the other
Oh, yeah.
expenses.
Yeah,
Travel, I like to travel. So yeah, I'm just perpetually broke. Please donate. My Venmo's. I'm just kidding.
No, but for real, it is expensive hobbies, especially when you start combining. But when I had my Duramax, that was one thing. Is like I wish I just had a car too at the same time because it is like best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It is so fucking nice and convenient to have a truck, but goddamn, diesels are expensive to maintain. And like for me, I wasn't using. There's nothing I was even hooking up to the diesel, so I didn't need a diesel. At least
Right.
you're fucking using yours.
I was
and hauling
trying. I was trying to buy a Porsche.
Whoa!
Yeah, I really
the
want.
fuck?
I really want like a 996 turbo.
I suppose you'd save a lot of money going into that versus that, huh?
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah,
I
it
think
worked out for the other guy really well.
I missed that car. That car was great. R.I.P. Pour one up for the
Big
homies.
Porsche guy, though.
I like Porsche a lot.
The thing got fucked.
Yeah, it did. My love for Porsche, by the way, you guys will resonate with this. My love for Porsche started with Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed.
Oh, I never even played that one.
Like 99 or 2000.
Okay.
It was super good.
That's cool.
Taught me the difference between like sway bars and stuff and why sway bars are important and how to adjust handling in cars. And so,
I just disconnected all mine.
are you a truck guy? That's a truck guy thing. And then they wonder why their truck's all over the road.
Yeah.
No shit, Sherlock. The anti-sway bar is gone.
Oh my God. That's awesome though.
But yeah, that was kind of the direction I wanted to go. But I don't think that's going to happen. 12/31/25, right?
Okay.
December 31st, 2025.
That's a lot of numbers. Okay, yeah.
It's a date.
Yeah.
Giles, one of us got it. The other
just started throwing numbers at me.
Yeah. He's trying to add them up.
Yeah.
I will own a Peterbilt.
Whoa, you want a Peter?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Man.
That's the
just
next
the
step.
truck?
Are you gonna start trucking?
Maybe. Yeah. we go to a lot of shit all over the country.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
We just need to haul shit, and my truck's not new.
Dustin
by any means.
is the savior for when we need shit moved.
Yeah,
That's
he's the guy.
the reason.
He's the guy.
One of the
with
reasons why
friend
we're
with
here
the
today.
truck and the trailer.
yeah, logistics
100%.
manager. It's
It's
fine.
literally sitting out there. 'cause
Bless
we gotta
his soul
haul
too,
this.
because I've never heard him once complain about it, or I've seen the fucking hitch break, and we just go in the Home
Just
Depot
fix it.
parking
Home
lot and
Depot
just fix
parking
it
lot.
with a smile on his face, and
was sweet.
gives her a kiss and a smack on the back of the trailer, and we're right on the
go.
road. That's Dustin for you. So cool. I think we'll take a little bit of a break here, and when we
bet.
come back, we'll get into some more shenanigans. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the mistakes we made. We need to be humbled after all that talk
Which
of you
one?
being rich with your truck.
No. Financially irresponsible.
I want to talk about it with all. Rookie mistakes when working on your vehicle, when making content, when buying and selling a vehicle. What is stuff you've learned? You're old as fuck now.
I am. I'm
No,
30 now.
Are you 30?
Yeah, I'm
You're
30.
30?
I'm the dirty
I'm not
30.
there
Remember
yet.
30 for there?
Yeah, you weren't you
Oh,
there
yeah.
for the Dirty 30
Sorry,
stream, bro?
I was. Oh, dude, yeah, the shots that got intense. That was sick.
I was real drunk.
Alrighty, so Dustin, what's one mistake you've made with your truck that if you could go back, switch her around?
So I got super blessed when we built that thing because team blessed. But Cody Banker saved my ass on a lot of that stuff. He was the voice of reason in the very
Chair might have broke back there. It's fine.
All right, well that happened. But no, Cody was really the voice of reason for me, and really I think helped kind of keep me on the straight and narrow.
Damn, you must have really been fucked up.
Yeah.
Did the truck need a lot of work when you got it? I know you've done quite a bit.
Yeah, so we bought it pretty much bone stock. It had an intake, an exhaust, and a tune. And I
That's
think that
fully
was it.
built for some car guys.
That is. Yeah, 100%.
Actually,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I was like, Jesus, I know I've been out of the game a little while.
It was an easy target. I just took it.
Full bolt on stage 3.
Fully built.
Fully built.
Line them up. Catch a lane.
Talk about line them up. Listen, diesel trucks are nutty, by the way. They're
Yeah, they
absolutely
can make
nutty.
a lot of power.
Bro, DHD has a Duramax like that. It's a regular cab short box. They went 494 at 152 miles an hour in the 8th mile last year.
That's insane.
4.94 in an 8th mile, dog. That's face melter.
That's booking it.
Face melt.
Sorry.
Guts
Sorry.
in the throat.
God damn it. Okay. Anyway, back on topic
yeah,
here.
have you not made any mistakes?
Not really. I think.
Oh, that's good.
Well, probably one of the biggest mistakes we're fighting right now, I should take that back, is not wiring my headlights to plugs when I went to a custom setup, like custom build aftermarkets. We cut the factory harness. Because I thought back then, I was like, I'm never going to put a different set of headlights in.
Right,
Guess
right.
what? 3 years later, here we are. I want to put another set of headlights in.
Yeah.
And I have to replace the whole harness.
Oh, God.
It's not. No, it's not that bad. It's just a front core support harness.
It's just like any wiring.
Yeah, I
stuff,
hate
though,
wiring.
is
I hate
just-
wiring.
I hate wiring. But that's a good point. I think you could do that with anything that you're working on. Is kind of think in the future too. Yes,
Yeah.
it may be something you want right now, but what about in a year, or 2 years, or 3 years?
Yeah, well, what happens if you want to sell it and take it back to stock, or you want to
Yeah.
sell it, or you want to replace a part or something? Just wiring, especially, always wire to something that's removable, even if it's a Deutsch connector or something, right? Because at least then you can unplug it, rewire it some other different way.
Solid advice. Now, what about buying? If you're going to buy a vehicle, whether it's
Don't
a
buy an
car or
X5.
truck. Yeah, I was
Yes,
gonna say,
don't buy a diesel
What are
X5.
the few red flags? Like, what are you looking for? so you don't buy a fucking lemon?
I mean, outside of the standard, like everyone's dad's like, make sure you check the oil and, you know, shake the tires down. But
That's good advice.
There's great advice there. I think, you know, outside of that, it's not trying to cheat the system, right? Don't try to find a deal out of something that you think you're smarter than the rest of John Q. Public.
Right.
Again, X5. I bought a BMW X5 diesel, loved it. I thought it was the coolest shit in the world. That was going to be awesome. I went and found the cheapest one I could find because that's just what you did. Yeah, well, that's I wanted diesel, but I wanted, you know, 4-wheel drive, Wisconsin winter, all sorts of stuff. And I went out and bought one that was like $2 or $3 grand less than the market, and I was like, oh, I got her. She's good. It's low miles. Everything's fine. And then it needed injectors.
Oh, yeah. That's expensive on diesels. That's one of the reasons I got rid of my Duramax. I was like, I don't want to have to do that.
Dude, injectors are insane.
Yeah.
Injectors are insane. I priced them the other day for that thing 30 over. So like, I don't know, a fun injector, but nothing like crazy. $4,600.
Fucking sell it. She's done.
And that's just the injectors. That's not fuel pump.
Right. Tires.
Yeah. I put it together. If I wanted to make 600 horsepower out of that thing reliably, it would cost me $15,000.
That is fucking
plus
insane.
the truck.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Anyways, I got a good story about when I sold my Duramax. It relates with what we're talking with buying and selling. So I'm selling my Duramax. I was selling it for dummy cheap because I got it for a really good deal. So I had some room on it. So I was like, I want to make a quick sale. I'm not a truck guy. I need to get back into cars. I'm ready to let her go. I didn't do a lot to it. Anyways, long story short, we come to a deal on the price. Again, I'm not talking shit here.
If that bird shits on my truck, I swear to God.
I think he already did. There's a little white spot on your truck.
I'm just kidding.
Me next. Anyways. Okay. So we hey, shut the fuck up. We come to terms on a good price, and it's fair for both of us. We meet up with dude. He goes and he test drives this Duramax for an hour with me.
Whoa.
He kept going. He's like, oh, I just want you. I got to let it get up to time. I'm like, Jesus fuck.
Okay.
He has cash in hand. All right. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
You're like kidnapped in your own truck.
Dude, this thing was clean. Rust free. 100,000 miles on it. She's a brand new baby diesel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after the hour drive, he gets out and he's just like, I don't know. I'm like, what? What are you concerned about?
Drove it for
he's
an
like,
hour.
let me look under the hood. So I was like, okay, pop the hood. And he goes to fucking take the coolant cap off immediately. What? We drove it for an hour. Yeah. Blows up.
Oh,
boom.
Jesus.
Fucking coolant everywhere. I'm like, the fuck are you doing, my
now
guy?
You have to buy it.
I'm sorry. He puts it. It's like he can scorch himself.
Yeah,
for real.
Shit.
Yeah, and luckily I was standing kind of far away because he was like talking with his buddy about it. I look over and I just see. Great, now thank you. You got to buy it because otherwise I'm going to have coolant all over my
He's standing there with like third-degree burns on his hands.
And I have a lawsuit now.
Then,
thank you.
This motherfucker after that has the audacity to offer me $3,000 less than the price we agreed upon that was already extremely fair. I was like, get fucked. No. Yeah, he's like, okay, well, I shit you not. This is very stereotypical, but he goes, let me call my dad. And he calls his dad. He's he comes back. He's like, my dad's not going to give me any more money. This is the best I can do. And I was like, get fucked. And I fucking drove with coolant all over my fucking truck. And that was like, that's probably the worst experience I had selling a vehicle was in the truck game. So yeah, fuck every truck guy. That's how they all are.
Yeah, they're the worst.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
I thought you were going to tell me you took the oil fill cap off and flipped it over. I was like, yeah, he's just checking for blow-by, dog.
Yeah,
that's super simple.
No. He was taking the coolant cap after driving it for an hour.
Cap mixed up.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Maybe he shouldn't be buying a Duramax.
So there's a rookie mistake. Don't check the coolant cap after you drove the car for any amount of time. The car should be cold if you're going to take your coolant cap off.
Or at least be careful, right? You can do it. You can take the caps off, but you have to.
I just don't like fucking with lava.
Correct. You have to understand that it's a 16-pound pressurized system at 240 degrees. It's hot.
Yeah, it was hot. So I would say that's some advice I got. Joes, what do you got for some rookie mistakes, either working on vehicles or buying and selling a vehicle?
Oh, boy.
Don't buy an Equinox.
Yeah. Don't buy a fucking Equinox, whatever you do.
This dude with dailies has been something else. Luckily, I'd say your current one, pretty solid. I like it. Yeah. You've had a couple little minor things recently, but
I changed
nothing
the blower
crazy.
motor out. That's about it. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. I haven't, outside of like the dailies, I haven't really bought or like sold a ton of my vehicles. I think I've sold like 2 in my entire life. All the other ones went to a fucking junkyard.
What about working on them? Is there anything you realized you shouldn't have done? You should have done? You didn't tint a car for like 8 years.
Yeah, he still hasn't. Look at the A out
I
there.
got the dailies.
He did get the daily
Yeah,
tinted. Finally, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the first car he ever tinted. I would say that's a rookie
How do you
mistake.
live?
Yeah, I
bro?
love having a tinted vehicle.
It was like one of those things where you just didn't know any better,
Right.
Because it was like growing up, there was like one person in town that did it, and they charged like an ungodly amount because they were the only person in town that did
Yeah.
it. So
Small
I was
town
just like,
Wisconsin, yeah.
fuck it,
And
I'm
being
not
a
gonna worry
broke
about
kid,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So it was like I got lowering springs to buy and plastic dip for my wheels, bro. I got better things to do. I don't know. Looking back on it, I don't know if I'd wide body the RX-8.
Interesting.
It's just
Wow, that's
That's
I mean, it looks
big take,
pretty
yeah.
good. Like I
think it looks fantastic. I actually really like that kit. And there's some like that don't look good, but I think with that car it does look good. But I do understand where you're coming from. But yours, you almost kind of had to because it was starting to rust out too in the fender area.
And so that was one of the main reasons. Well, actually, the main reason why I ended up doing it because like I'm a very impulsive person that has gotten me a lot of trouble. I guess this one hasn't been so bad. But it was one of those things where it's like I was looking for an RX-8, couldn't find one, was keeping it, and this one finally came up. The pictures looked really good. It was in Illinois, so we drove like 3 hours to go check it out. I had the cash. We were 3 hours. It was getting late, and I noticed like the rust on like the quarter panel. I was like, "Fuck," I was like banking off the miles, like the low miles that it had. Like this thing's gonna be pretty clean, and there's some like rust on it. It's a northern car. But yeah, it was starting to come through on the recorder. So I was literally like standing in the driveway, like talking to him, like, if I buy this car, I'm gonna have to fucking wide body it, or I'm gonna spend just as much money putting a whole new fucking quarter panel on this thing. So I'm like running through this all the time. I'm like, I know rotary, and they're like, and
Dude's just trying to make sure you're set up for success. You're having an existential crisis.
I'm just like, oh my god, we drove fucking 3 hours. Maggie's sitting in the Jeep, like,
if you don't buy this car, I swear to fucking God.
Exactly, because we took out of work early and stuff, and I ended up buying it, which I love the car. It's been great, but yeah, I see like the stock body ones, and I'm like, oh, it looks so fucking good. Like, I don't know if I would do it again.
It's a classic case of the grass is greener.
Yeah,
I think you have a stock body one, you see wide body ones, you're like, damn, that'd be sick. You have a wide body one, you see stock body ones, you're like, man, what if I didn't? You just got to really want to do it, I think would be advice. And it doesn't need to be the first mod you do. It doesn't have to be in the first set of mods because it can lead to other problems.
Definitely.
It leads to a specific audience that's going to purchase your car if you decide to sell it.
Right.
It's going to narrow that down. Not saying that you're not going to sell it, but it might take a little bit longer, things like that.
Right.
Just with wide bodies, it became such a trend, and it's so accessible now with how many guides and stuff out there to do it, and it's really not like the most expensive thing in the world to do anymore. I just take your time, decide. You don't have to do it. You can do it 2 years into your build. You do it at any time. You don't have to do it right away. Some cars I think kill it. Some cars are meh. But
yeah, no, I think it's the impulsiveness for me. It's like I'll just go do shit, and it'll like all happen all at once. And it's like if you weren't with, remember that Civic we went to check out?
I know.
If you weren't
I was
with
thinking
me,
of that.
I would have figured out a way to get that home because I'm like,
just sad. Which I think is like one of the biggest pieces of advice for buying an aftermarket car.
Yeah, listen to him. Don't listen to me.
Don't be afraid to walk away. I'm the type of person like I can remember when I was searching for a Cobalt SS for sale, I would find one on Marketplace, and then I'm like, this is the one I'm going to buy. I'm 100%, and I'm looking up YouTube videos on how to modify it. Like, I have the whole fucking build done before I've even looked at the damn car. And I'm set on it. So when I go to check it out, it's like I already in my head, I'm sold. That's the worst mindset in the world you could be in when you go to look at a vehicle. Number one, you're not going to be able to negotiate worth shit because you're dead set on it.
Yeah, you're sold already.
Yeah, negotiating helps you, or walking away, being willing to walk away helps you negotiate. And it also can save your ass. If you have a bad gut feeling or you're looking at it and you're like, this isn't what I thought it was, walk away.
You don't have to buy it.
The production numbers are higher than you think. You can find another one. There will be. It might take a little bit.
But it's the only one, bro.
Once you buy it, you're stuck with it. And that money pit is now your problem. And trust me, it can just be a nightmare. So be willing to walk away. It's fine if you don't get that dream vehicle at the first one you look at. Gels is a classic case of he goes and sees it and, well, I guess it's mine now.
I would have bought that. I still would have bought that Civic.
I was going to make...
I fucking hope not. That was the biggest piece of shit ever. It was pouring oil out of it. The guy showed up with no hood because he's like, it's kind of hot out today. So it was running hot. So I took the hood off.
And we're like in the BMW. It's like, you guys got a place to put the hood? I'm like, no. Like, put it on the fucking car. He's like, yeah, you might want to take the
He
bumper off
drives
too.
up to the gas station with the oil cap sitting on
so
the valve cover.
you know, he like pulled
Yeah,
off
filled it up
beforehand.
quick.
Filled it up so it didn't.
As it's like pouring out of this engine. I get in the ECU and like all the electronics. He's like, I'll take you for a ride.
scattered.
And they're just like knocking around in my feet. He can't shift.
Car
into
doesn't go
second
into any
gear.
gears.
He's like, that's weird.
Yeah. And then I just sat in the car while he brought it back because Josh was like, it seemed like he was having trouble. I was like, all right, I'll check it out. I'm like,
The synchro's
fuck?
just
like,
gone.
it won't go into any. Like, there's like 2 gears I could get it
We
into.
test drove that car the entire time in first and fifth gear. Like that was.
And I talked this dude down like $3,000,
Yeah.
not intentionally, but he was just like,
He's like,
"Will you take 5,000?" I'm like, "I don't." He's 4,000. I'm like, "I don't."
just
He's like, "I can do
working through
3,000. I'll do 3,000." And I'm like, "Bro, the more you keep dropping the price, the more I'm
less I
sketched out
want
about
it. Yeah.
it. Because you're willing to take so little."
It was pretty
And
wild.
Josh was like, "I'll take it." And I'm like, no, we're not gonna. He's like, I know. I'm like, no, dude,
down so much.
Like,
he came down so much. We're getting a
I
deal.
know. If
on
we
it.
really traveled to go get this car, and we've been looking forever for this point, but
Yeah, the thing is, if we didn't have to drive it literally 3 hours back to Appleton,
it wouldn't have drove 3 hours back to Appleton. It wouldn't have.
That's the worst part, though. That's the worst part is you find it online, you get super excited, you talk to the dude, right? I picture when you bought your 240, right? If we'd have driven all the way down there and it was a piece of shit.
I did make sure that I had video.
Like
Good.
he was,
That's
dude was super
underside
cool.
pictures.
That's good advice. That's
Yeah,
good advice.
yeah,
he
dude was super cool.
Dan, thank you for the 240, man. I fucking love that
Yeah.
car. And dude, yeah, he was a great person to deal with. Like I didn't even negotiate. I'm like, yep, here you go. Like that's exactly what it was said to be. It's perfect. Give me it.
But
But yeah, that's
a
the
great
worst.
advice.
Yeah, like you get out there and you find you drive to get there and then
Yeah.
you're there. Especially 20, 30 minutes is one thing, but 3 hours, 5 hours, 12 hours
12
we did,
hours?
right? It's like
Yeah.
Holy
but
shit,
I
yeah.
think it was
Pulling a
10,
trailer.
10 or 11 or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Through a fucking snowstorm and behind it, we almost died at one point. The trailer was next to us. Have you never heard this story?
I guess not to that extent. I didn't know you did it in a snowstorm on the way back.
Yeah,
so
go
ahead. No, you.
All right, because I was like, it was like really early in the morning.
We left at 3 a.m.
Like, yeah, like super early, and we were just, I think, like maybe getting into like the southwestern part of Wisconsin.
Yeah, we were like a half hour out of Platteville.
Yeah,
We're coming down 150.
and it's like blue hour, right? And all of a sudden we're like, oh shit, I think we're running into some weather here because it was like fucking January or something. And
It was early, yeah, I
yeah,
don't
it was
know.
like it was like in the middle of winter.
No,
And-
it couldn't have been January because it was 55 degrees when we got down there. And as soon as we got to Kansas City, we rolled all the windows down. We were, thank God.
It was January.
Sunlight.
It was around the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And so all of a sudden, like we're like getting onto this like freeway or something. I'm like half awake, half asleep, just like, you know, having some conversation. All of a sudden, like we're just doing one of these. And we're like doing it for a minute, and all of a sudden it like gets back under control, and none of us say a fucking word.
No, hold on. Pause. Jell says we're doing one of these numbers. What he didn't realize is that at one point I'm driving down the road, kind of spaced out in my truck, and I look in my rearview mirror and I see the side of the trailer.
So wait, is the car in the trailer?
No.
Or
This
that
is on the way down.
okay.
It's empty, which is even worse because there's no weight in it. So I just look over and I'm like, oh,
that's-
fuck. And so when that happens, you can't like knee jerk because you'll flip the trailer the other way and then it'll
Yeah, then
wiggle
you're
the truck
really
all over.
fished down, yeah.
So I just like let off, gently applied the brakes, kind of started coasting. The truck's doing one of these numbers. We hit the rumble strips and then we came back and didn't say a word for like 10 fucking miles.
Yeah, it was like 10 miles. Dustin's like, yo, we almost fucking died. I was like, I trusted you. We're good.
Well,
It was
yeah, it sounds like
terrifying.
you handled it really
was
well because I
terrifying.
think a lot of people would have panicked and
It was just so funny because it was like, it was all sitting. I was like, holy fuck. And then it was like, it started like giggling, like, like that we haven't said anything about the incident that occurred.
Can we just address the elephant in the truck
it
cabin?
was like
right
everything
now?
was said before, like while it was happening. It just that silent communication straightens out. Like, okay, no, we're good.
I had to let the adrenaline come down, and I had to, maybe change my shorts first. It was terrible.
Xander was with us too, and he was the biggest. I was wondering what was going on. It was like,
He's just chilling in the back playing on his Switch.
nowhere on a windy road or something.
That was terrifying, though. We drove all the way down there. It was snowing. It was shitty. We got down, came back, picked the
you
car
did
up. We stopped in Des Moines, I think.
Yeah, I think
right?
we spent the night in Des Moines. Yeah.
Yeah, grabbed a hotel room, drank some beer, ate some really bomb ass pizza.
No.
I forget what that place was called. It was a great trip.
Pizza Hut.
No,
It was like
No, it was
Northern
local.
Lights or some shit.
Yeah, it was some local. We
That sounds
literally,
kinda
we
sick.
walked in, I checked in, and I was like, "Where's the best local place to get pizza from?" She just hands me a menu. Thank you, ma'am.
Like, you want this?
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't know of anything in Iowa that's iconic.
No, I don't know. It was a mom and pop, dude. It was crazy.
Oh, that's the way to do it. That's the
Yeah.
way to do it. Absolutely.
That's my favorite thing. Anytime you walk into a hotel in like a different city or state or whatever that you're staying in, if you're looking to get delivery, you just walk in and be like, I need to order dinner. I don't want a chain. What do you recommend? You will always get fire food. Always.
I love it. All right, Dustin, you've been making content for a minute now. What would you say is a big mistake people make while making content?
Not making content.
Hey.
So letting, and I guess to further that, letting perfection be, or letting great be the enemy of good, right? So one of the biggest things for me, I think, when I sat after I departed from my previous endeavor, and I sat for like 2 or 3 months and I didn't do anything, and I just had this little nudge in the bottom of my stomach that was like, make a YouTube channel, go make content. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'd never opened Premiere in my life. I had no idea what I was doing.
Sure.
But I was like, well, I'm not going to make good videos, and I don't want to put shit videos out there. I want people to enjoy them, yada, yada. And what I learned after a while is that even if it's not the best stuff you'll ever make in your life, putting one foot in front of the other will always get you further ahead. Yeah. Right? Because otherwise you spend the whole time spiraling and not doing anything. And that's way worse than putting up a not great video.
Absolutely. I agree completely. I think it happens too, getting ruts where you stop making content, and it's so much better to just get something out there, as long as it's not like complete no effort bullshit.
Yeah, don't make garbage content,
it
right?
doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be the best video. And I think a lot of content creators strive to like make a video that's better than their last video. And that's good. That's really good. But sometimes you can't. You don't have the time. You have other things going on. Yeah. It's okay to put out something or sacrifice a little bit of quality to get out just content you enjoy. Because I think people would rather relate to you than not upload any type of content or like see it in 8K or something,
What the hell's going on out there?
I don't know. You hear truck noise, you instantly got to investigate.
That sounds like
probably the
Perkins
goddamn
V8
UPS
diesel
truck.
made in 1875. Just kidding.
It's
Rudy Diesel
FedEx. Relax,
Rudy
bro.
Diesel didn't invent the diesel until like
That's what
1904.
truck guys are like. They're like, is that FedEx? They have nice trucks. Look at the engine. in
Okay,
that son of a bitch.
okay, Mr. Car Guy. Is that a Subaru?
No, I don't get excited when I'm like counting like 5, 4, like it's gonna blow up. So yeah, exactly. I don't get excited when I see this.
Anyway,
maybe for that reason.
No, I think that's it, right? Don't make content just to make content, right? Have some sort of direction you're going in, but also don't make content because you're scared that it's not going to be what you want it to be.
Yeah, 100%.
My first videos fucking sucked.
Everybody's first videos fucking suck.
Bro, my first video,
Everybody's
I
videos
remember the first time they put me in front of a camera on a scripted video, and I was a fucking robot. Talked about the Ford Raptor Ranger, tried to make a joke about how your little brother always stole your N64 time, which didn't actually hit because, our target audience didn't even know what an N64 was. And I stared at the camera.
No, he always took my PS3.
All right, I'm going to head out. I'm old.
All right, Mr. Dirty 30. That was good advice. Gels, what about you? What's a rookie mistake when making content?
Thinking that you need like top-notch equipment to do top-notch stuff.
Absolutely.
200%.
I always find myself doing that too. It's like, oh man, if I had a better camera, then it's like, we go to events and stuff like that, and half the fucking people there filming shit on their phones. It's like, especially for like the short form content and stuff too. Just get like one of the stupid little ring lights with the holder on it. You're golden. It's like
And
$30 on
you
Amazon.
can make good content.
And you can make
with
really
your
good like
phone.
Like they've come a long way.
Yeah, but even
A long
entry level
way,
cameras and stuff like that, like you said, you do not by any means need the best equipment to make a YouTube channel or to make TikToks or make Instagram reels or photos. You can do it with just about anything.
It's like, you're going to have your limitations, but it's like you can still go make some fire stuff with like very minimal amount of equipment.
TikTok doesn't care.
No.
TikTok does not care if you film it on an iPhone 13 or an A7R5. Yeah. It does not. In fact, I would argue that TikTok probably likes iPhone content more.
Yeah, because like I would, the last video that I did, I daily drove the 240 for a week.
Yep.
Besides like the beginning portion of that video where I just did like a cool montage of the 240, everything was filmed on my iPhone and a GoPro.
Yep.
That was
I bet
it.
you nobody even realized.
No.
Yeah.
Because they shoot good video.
Yeah.
100%. That's good advice. I would say try as much as you can to not think of the reasons why you shouldn't do something. Just kind of similar to Dustin. Just go do it. Just start. There's going to be 3 million reasons why not to do something or why you can't do this. Do whatever you're doing to the best that you can do it. And I guarantee you there's someone that can relate to you with that. You know, yes, you see those YouTubers that have fucking 5 GTRs and every single imported car, and they have this $1 million garage with every tool, and you're like, well, I can't fucking do anything with that. Well, guess what? Nobody can fucking relate to that.
Exactly.
Nobody has that.
It's like, yeah, it's fun to watch, but it's like...
Exactly. It's really cool. I'm not knocking those by any means. I'm glad they got to that point. But I'm saying you can make content with what you have in your car. I don't care if you have 3 sockets. That's going to make for an interesting video because you got to figure out how the hell you're going to do it with 3 sockets.
Sounds like the garage we're in right now.
But exactly. So many more people can relate with that because that's the reality of it. That's how we're working on our cars. So just get out there, get to it, and try to not be your own worst enemy because it's so easy to figure out why you can't make a video, and it's a lot harder to figure out why you can do a video. So just do it. Just start doing it, and whatever comes of it, that's a good start.
We did one the other day. I did the transcooler lines on my truck, and I don't have a lift. I don't have it's 4 hours worth of filming that'll get condensed down into a 10-minute video of me laying on my back under that thing cursing.
Yeah, I bet working on trucks is tricky. It's nice because you can get
underneath it. It's really nice.
But you need like a little step ladder to get in the fucking engine bay.
You ever seen a topside creeper before?
No.
So they make, you know what a creeper is, right? Like a slide underneath.
Yeah, I've never
They
seen
make what's called a topside creeper. So it's like 3 steps. It's like a step ladder. It's probably about this tall.
Oh, yeah, I have seen
And then it flat lines out like this, so you can lay on your stomach and lay down and wrench in the engine bay. No, I need one.
Oh, man.
I was just saying, you should get one. Let's find a small hill, and I just want to push you down.
Viper Chair
like
makes
Superman.
one. Sponsor me. You guys are local. I need one, please.
I didn't know that was a thing. It makes sense.
Super dope.
It makes sense.
So nice.
Yeah, that looks cool. But yeah, it is nice, I suppose. Moving truck wheels fucking sucks. When you take those off, they're so goddamn heavy.
That wheel and tire package together,
Holy
I think
fuck.
last time I looked, is 156 pounds times 4. You need a truck to haul your truck wheels. I literally had to borrow Cody Banker's snowmobile trailer to move my wheels and tires when I got them mounted.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane. All right. Well, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about sponsorships, how you can get one, and how you're fucking up by just DMing BC that you want to set a coilover.
Sponsor me.
Yeah.
Free coils?
Free coils?
Free wheels?
It ain't gonna work.
How many likes for a free set of tires?
Yeah.
Oh, remember when that was a thing?
How many comments do I need to get a free car?
And break.
All right. So like we talked about, cars, trucks, everything in between, very expensive. So we all naturally go towards sponsorships. And I think before getting into any of this business and stuff and working with aftermarket car parts and whatnot, I think it's everyone's goal. Like, I just want a sponsorship, and you don't really know how to do it. So let's talk about some advice, some tips to get sponsorships. Now that we've all gotten them before, I've had the pleasure of giving people sponsorships and also receiving sponsorships. So I'd like to think that I know a couple, 2, 3 things about doing sponsorships. I also made a video on this in the past
Big
too.
giver and receiver.
All right, thank you, Dustin. What is your number 1 tip for getting a
calling
sponsorship?
it a fucking sponsorship.
Yeah, for real though.
Seriously, that's my number 1 thing. You want to get sponsored? Stop calling it a sponsorship.
Okay, number 1 for you. We're gonna go along and then we'll elaborate.
Know about the fucking brand that you're reaching out to.
Beautiful.
Okay, that's underrated.
Yeah.
I would say my number 1 tip: you're not getting something for free.
Yeah, especially the first go rounds. Yeah, that's super normal.
Well, it's not even that. What I'm saying and what I'm elaborating is you are trading something for it.
That way. Yep.
You are not getting something just free willy-nilly.
No.
You are going to work for it. You're trading a service for that part. So you have to have something you are willing to offer to get that. It's not just, hey, can I have wheels? They send you wheels and that's it. That's all.
Like, okay, here you go. Thanks for messaging us.
Sponsor.
Maybe once you blow up and you are fucking massive and huge, you'll have a company just send you something and hope that you use it. But that's like you are at the top dog space. Other than that, you're trading work, which is very normal.
Even those guys, right? I've done some sponsorships with some bigger names that do it with Dan's. It's just a Sixes, guys like that. And even those guys, when they hit you up, it's like, okay, cool. Here's what we'll give you. Here's what we need from you, right?
Exactly.
These deliverables or these,
what can you provide
exactly
in exchange for said part?
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
So do you want to elaborate a little bit more on what you said?
On stop calling it a sponsorship?
Yep.
Yeah, I hate that word with a passion. I hate the whole, because sponsorship makes it seem like if I'm going to sponsor you, right? I'm going to come to you and say, Dakota, I want to sponsor your car. Here's $5,000.
Let's go,
Right?
dude.
I mean,
Nice.
that's a sponsorship, right? I'm going to
Yeah.
give you funds and you're going to go do something with
Right,
it. And then you're
right.
going to put my name on the car. So it's going to be wrapped in my face and Taco Bell. It's going to be great.
I'm out. I'm out.
But really,
keep
like,
your money.
God damn it.
Denied.
I've never been denied giving someone $5,000 before.
Take your
Mo-
It's
DocuSign
not
back.
me. It's you.
mostly because I've never had $5,000 to give. So, you know, this probably worked out for the best. I'm glad we're here. But, you know, when you look at aftermarket companies that you're working with, right? Like I always tell people when I'm on the phone with them, or if I'm giving a pitch to someone, it's like, I don't want you to sponsor me. I want you to be my partner, right? I want to work with you together. I want to make good content with you. I want to do things that will help you build your brand and help me build my brand. Gridiron bumpers is a prime example. Jesse called me up and said, I'm sending you a bumper. Okay, cool, I guess. He's like, no, I'm going to send it to you. If you hate it, make a coffee table out of it, give it away. I don't give a fuck, but I want to send you a bumper.
Oh, damn. That's some big.
It was cool. It was awesome. Jesse's a great dude. I love him to
He
death.
is having people send him shit.
You don't even got to work for them. They just send them shit. All right. Okay.
But then, so Jesse sent it to me. I got it painted, put it on the truck, fell in love with it, right? But now we have this really cool relationship where Jesse will call me up and say, hey, man, we're doing a Memorial Day sale, and I want a photo of a truck in this setting. Cool, let me go get it for you. And I'll go grab it, send it to him, right? And then on the flip side, every time I post a reel, Jesse and his team are on my reel, and they share it. They're commenting on it. They're liking it, right? It's a partnership. We're working together back and forth. And that's the thing with vendors in general is stop looking for sponsorships. Start looking for partners. How can I help you? How can you help me? And how can we grow together?
Form a relationship with them. That's the biggest thing. It's like, you know, from previous life experiences as well, working with some people and stuff like that too. It's like, you know, I wouldn't always go for the people with like the largest following or like, you know, the coolest car or anything. It was like, you know, who's going to be like the true enthusiast here? Who's going to work with us and be like happy to receive?
Representing the brand now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're an extension of the company.
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, it's like almost like hiring them to come on board and
it's a
speak for
contracted
your
work.
brand.
Yeah.
So it's like
literally,
you're going to want them to know what the hell they're talking about. You're going to want them to be happy with the product. You're going to, you know, so it's like coming at it from the other side of that too. It's like, you know, where I mentioned before too is like understand what the brand is and like who you're asking and reaching out to, because it's like, you know, I've had people like, oh, just give me stuff, and it's like, okay, well, what do you want? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? And I'm like, do you even know who we are?
Exactly.
Like,
Do you know what we
do? You know what we
do?
you know, like name these wheels, and they're like, I have no fucking idea. I just
That's what I'm
want them. And
saying.
it's like,
Wrong.
Oh my god. So it's like, you know, there's real people behind these brands. There's real people that are, you know, this is their livelihood. This is like stuff that they have, you know, grinded and built from the ground up. You know, treat it as such. Like, you know, talk to those people, form a relationship with them, understand their brand. If it's something that you really, really want, you should know what that is and like why it's important. And, you know, and it should mean something to you.
Don't be afraid to humble yourself and ask them, right?
Right.
I've went to some companies before and I've said, okay, hey, I'm looking for this product, right? Rock lights was a prime example. I called my rock light guy up and I said, hey man, I'm looking for new rock lights. I don't like mine. You know, he goes, okay, cool. What can you do for me? And I flipped it immediately on back in his court. And I said, what do you need? I said, I can shoot photo. I can shoot video, short form, personality based, unboxing. Here's all of the stuff that I can do.
Yeah.
How can I help you the most? Because then you're essentially reaching across the table and saying, you tell me what you need and I'll make sure that I'm giving you the best bang for your buck that you can get.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. I recently was working with a company on a wheel sponsorship, and they wanted a lot of content, which is fair. These are some nice wheels, and I don't think it was unfair what they were asking, but what I wanted to sit down and realize, because I think sometimes when you get an opportunity too, you can be really excited, like especially with your first few sponsorships, like you're willing to just do whatever. I'll do it. But you have to sit down and think about it too. Like, is it feasible? Will I actually be able to get results? Will I actually be able to fulfill what they're asking? And they're asking for so much content. So what I did is I actually cut it in half, and I said, hey, listen, I could provide all of that content to you, but it's going to be half-assed because I'm going to have to whip to get through this in a month to produce all this. Why don't we cut it in half, but I make stuff I genuinely enjoy, I believe in, and I can put the quality I need to into it to make good, genuine content.
That will perform better.
And they were like... we agree with that. That makes sense. So don't be afraid to negotiate and also realize your own limits. Don't promise what you can't deliver. Yeah. And two, you don't need 50,000, 100,000 followers to get sponsorships. Like Joseph said, when we were looking for sponsorships for people, I wasn't just a lot of times I denied a lot of the big million followers because they get so expensive. They have tons of sponsors already.
And it's crazy because it's like, you're almost, you're paying them on top of it as well. It's like you're providing like the wheels, and it's like, oh, here's $5,000 on top of it. So you can shout us out in a video. And versus like those other guys, you just give them the wheels and they're like, bro, I will do anything, that kind of stuff.
That's what I'm saying. So like, and to what you should do, DMing on Instagram probably isn't the best way, and it might work out for some if you have a connection. It's a good way to
like start the conversation of like, hey, I really like your products. Like I had questions about this, or like, stuff like, can I shoot you an email?
Correct. Exactly. I was just gonna say Instagram is the numero uno, top of funnel.
Yes.
Right. Shoot your shot. Get in the DMs, but I always end my initial message with, I would love to talk to you guys. Is there a phone number or an email I can reach out to?
And that's what I was gonna say is like, a lot of times if there's a company that you're trying to get sponsorship for, you should be doing research. Go to their website and stuff. They have a section for sponsorships. So they have a dedicated reach out, and you're going to have way more luck doing that than shooting an Instagram message in the dark. If you can get a hold of someone through DMs and you start off the conversation, well, sure. Continue that conversation. Like Dustin's like, get that email though. Find a contact. That's going to be the best way to actually start moving forward.
It's typically sales at whatever company.com.
Sometimes,
95% of the time.
And then make sure to like you have a plan going into it. Don't just ask for free stuff. Tell them what you can provide and why you think their item that you're looking at would be a good fit and how it will help them.
That is the biggest thing. That's what usually what I use is like I have like a little, as nerdy as it sounds, like a little portfolio built out. It's like, hey, here's some examples of some content that I produced in the past for like other partnerships. Here's what my standard thing is to provide for in return for whatever. If you would like more than that, we can work with that. Or if like you looking to do something else, just let me know. Like, and here's my offer. After like building that relationship, like talking through Instagram, like I'm gonna shoot you an email, read through it. If you have any questions, let me know. I don't think I've had one that hasn't worked, to be completely honest.
That's the thing. It's like you just gotta be willing to go for it, but you gotta go about it smart.
You gotta present yourself. It's like almost like a job application.
It's absolutely
it's
a job. It's like an interview. It is. It's 100%.
Yeah, when you look at it, because you're like you said, you're exchanging work in a sense. Like in our case, mostly it's like content
usually
for a piece, whether it's suspension, wheels, intake, whatever it is,
So if you're willing to do that, then go for it. Another thing to think about as well is what you're looking for exactly might not be what they're really wanting to promote. Maybe that's a wheel or a set of suspension that they've had out for fucking 15 years and they just launched this new stuff. So now they want to push this. So that can be a two-sided things with sponsorships or partnerships is sometimes you're not going to get what you want. And you got to decide, are you going to sell your soul, a little bit to get something you want? So it's not all gravy always. It's not always the coolest thing in the world to get
It's not just like, oh, I made it.
It's
I'm getting free stuff.
It doesn't always go, give me X part, and they say, here's X part. Thank you. It doesn't always work like that.
I'm just letting you know what some of the other stuff that comes up and happens is because like it got to a point where like I was getting a decent amount of sponsorship, which I'm so thankful for. I'm not talking down on it whatsoever, but at some point it almost feels like this was a while ago in the past, but it was like I'm running stuff that I wouldn't have bought or
you're just
purchased.
running stuff to
now
run
I have
stuff,
a build that I wouldn't have even built, and do I genuinely enjoy that?
It's
so
like,
I kind of stepped back and looked at it for a second. And was like, okay, I'm gonna start, really thinking about this stuff before I and that's what I tried to do with my partnerships now. Is I want to make sure that it aligns with what I do, my brand I'm making for myself, and that it is a good fit. So I only really promote and push things that I would buy myself, that I truly honestly would get. Like I think Fortunatos is a great example. That's something I've been running for years. I ran them before I got sponsored, and I would tell anyone in the world to buy them because I genuinely love that product. And I think that's one of the best fits. Same thing with Continental. I love the people there. I love the product. And that's just been a fantastic partnership. Those are brands I believe in. If
they've worked really well with us too. Like they're very understanding. Like they understand the content creation side of things. So it's like they get it too. And like I think that's a huge piece too.
Absolutely.
Find brands that want to work with you, right?
And work with what you're doing.
Correct. Yeah. So it's the flip side of this, right? The flip side of sponsors.
You're not going to go to Raise and be like, hey,
I want
TikTok
TEs.
for some TEs.
let me
They're
get
gonna be. They're not even.
They're not going to respond. They're not
Yeah.
going to see your message.
They get 100 of those a day. They don't look at
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Probably
All
thousands.
those like older Japanese brands, they don't give a fuck.
Just old
They don't
brands
need
in
the
general.
promotion.
No, they don't
They
need
don't
the-
need
yeah.
the promotion.
Yeah.
Old brands in general are like that, right? But I think on the flip side of it, right, as a partnership / sponsoree, not a sponsor. Are
you doing this?
You're saying the word so much that it starts to seem weird. You know when you say a word a bunch of times in a row and it starts to seem weird, you're doing that.
So
Now it
anyway,
seems
as
weird.
as the one receiving the product, don't be afraid to walk away from a deal.
Yeah.
I've had that.
Yeah,
I shot my
absolutely.
shot with a company a couple of months ago, and I said, "Hey guys, I want X product for my truck," and they said, "Okay, here's what we can do. We'll give you a crazy discount, right? And we'll give it to you for it was like 35% of MSRP, which is a bang on deal. That's a bang on deal." And I was like, "Okay, cool. You know, here's what I can do, yada, yada, yada." And they're like, "Okay, cool. We're going to send you this product first. We want you to install it, shoot content, take it off, right? And then whatever you paid for that product, we'll send you what you actually want." So no way. No fucking way. I said, because my time is worth more than me going out there, putting that product on, making all of that content, taking it back off, then waiting for the next product to come in and installing again.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm out. And my buddy looked at me. He's like, "You're crazy." I said, "Why am I crazy?
That's not what I want.
It's not what I want." And it's not. It doesn't even. I'm totally down. Like wheels are a prime example. You go to a company, say, "I want X wheel," and they say, "Hey, we're actually phasing that out.
Yeah.
Here's Y wheel, brand new,
Yeah.
or W wheel that you can also pick
You're
from."
like,
Okay, maybe, sure, whatever. Totally get it. If you're going to discontinue it, it doesn't make sense for you to market it.
Right.
Let's pick this one. Okay, totally get that. But this was a very clear scenario of a company that, you know, hit me back and said, no, we don't care what you want. We don't care what works with your build. We want this product.
Right.
And then when you're done, you can send it back to us. And no, I walked away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't be afraid to do that. Don't be
yeah,
afraid.
that's totally fine.
Understand that much like a job, it has to be a partnership between both parties.
Yeah.
And if it's not, it's not
both
worth your
people
time.
need to benefit.
Yeah.
If both people aren't benefiting, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I've cut some brands out. There's some brands that I have on the build yet now that I will be replacing in the next 6 months, because it's kind of the same thing, right? I like to work with brands that like to work with
Right.
people.
Yeah.
And here's a brand that I shoveled a bunch of content to, and I'm not going to name names because they're an older brand. They're kind of old money. They, you know, maybe don't understand social media marketing. That's fine. You got to do whatever makes your business tick. But I shoveled these guys 3 years worth of content, and they've never reciprocated any of it. It's never been shared. They've
Dang.
never tagged me in anything.
Which is like
They've never.
the main point
Yeah.
of it, I would argue.
Yeah, like don't
Right.
you want people to know that your product is what I'm running,
Yeah.
right? Not that I don't have 100,000 subscribers or
Yeah.
followers or
Yeah.
anything, right? I'm not a big deal, but the stuff I'm making for you isn't doing you any good. So then I should just not run your product. I should
Yeah.
you run a product for people that need that content.
Right.
It just works better.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think I'd wrap it up a little bit with, don't get so hung up on sponsorships, partnerships, and just go make your car. Go build your car.
Yep.
It'll end up working out eventually, I promise, if you stay consistent with making content and building your own brand. Really focus on that at first. Don't feel like you got to have this insane build to make content or to progress in your content. You can make anything work. I've seen extremely successful people on TikTok and other platforms just doing garage builds with what they had, with rep wheels, with minimal tools, with just eBay parts, you know, and they've been very successful. You don't need all of it to be successful. So the sponsorships will come. Don't get too hung up on them. It is cool. It is neat when it can work, but make sure it works and you're not just taking the first thing that pops up.
Yeah, because I
correct.
would argue that there are a lot of companies out there that do, you know, I don't want to say prey on that, but like that's what they go
They'll take
after.
advantage of it. Yeah,
they
definitely.
do take advantage of a lot of those smaller up and coming content creators, and it's like you'll immediately start getting hit with those, and it's like, you know, just read the stuff. Make sure you know what you're signing up for if you're signing up for something, because there are a lot of brands, unfortunately, that will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Well, Dustin,
Thanks for having me.
thanks for coming on, you
This is
big
fun.
truck guy. You silly little truck goose.
I'm like 5'8" dog. There's nothing
Gooseneck.
big about me.
I'm trying to
Gooseneck?
say keywords for truck guys that I'm hyped up at the end of the episode.
14 wides, Duramax,
And,
Allison.
where can they follow you?
At Dusty_LBC on pretty much everything. Instagram, TikTok. Yeah.
That is a dope hoodie.
Don't
It's
show that, bro. I'm going to get sued.
Oh, shit. Well, you're wearing it.
Yeah, what the hell is
I'm just
wrong with
kidding.
you?
All right, cool. Well, thank you, Dustin, for coming on. Make sure to check out MartiniWorks. Dustin actually got his truck up
It's
on there.
on
I think
the
we're the first
trucks, baby. Let's
maybe
go.
one of the first trucks on
I
there.
think so. At least one of the first lifted trucks.
Lifted
anyway.
trucks,
I
yeah.
thought
There might have
about
been a
denying
lowered
it,
truck.
honestly.
Yeah.
But make sure
That's
to check
fucked up.
out Dustin's build over at MartiniWorks.com and a bunch of other builds if you haven't. Add yours too. And we're going to have more stuff popping up on the website, so make sure you're checking it out. I'm happy that you guys have been enjoying the podcast. There's been a lot of phenomenal comments.
Yeah.
If there's anything you want us to touch on specifically, make sure to drop it down below. I skim through those comments. I'm reading, we're reacting to them, we're messaging them, we're saving them, we're printing them out and putting them on the fridge.
Damn.
That's all I got.
My parents never printed anything that I done. Hung it on the fridge.
Yeah, well, I'll print something of yours and hang it on my fridge.
Thanks. That's fucked up. Goodbye.